What is up, YouTube? Welcome to the video. Sorry for the close-up. My camera lens is so, like, I have to hold my camera all the way out, so that's why it's so close. But anyways, we got a little glory. I've been coming down here near the water. So I'm a big scenery guy. I work for myself, so I can work from my laptop, and I just hate sitting in my apartment. Like, I try to get out as much as possible because I'm super unproductive in my apartment, So I try to go somewhere. So pretty much every morning I'll get through phases where, like, for a couple weeks at a time, I'll get really obsessed with a certain area. And recently I've been coming down here near the water. I'm sitting on the harbor, Boston Harbor. So probably not a great shot right now. The sun's coming in, but pretty nice. So essentially been coming here working, but gonna do a full day of eating training. I realized I didn't show the first meal, so we'll put a picture of what I had for meal numero uno. It's the same thing I have every day: four freaking scrambies, and then a ton of sourdough and honey. That sourdough and honey, that hits first in the morning. So I believe in total is about 135 grams of sourdough and like 30 grams of honey. So it's around like 130 carbs. And today what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna sprint today, and I'm gonna do a pull workout. Really excited for today's session. I also I'm not tweaking my split, but changing a little bit, just to make more sense with my current training goals for the Apex and just life in general. So had that breakfast around like 6 a.m. and then usually I try to start working around 7. Usually work from like 7 to 10, and then go sprint, go get a sick lifting with my buddy, and we'll just have a freaking day. It's beautiful out, man. It rained all day yesterday, and didn't get much accomplished because it's a rainy day. But today, sun's shining. It's summertime. Vibes are high. Let's have a good one. Let's rip.
All right, guys, we got meal numero dos. So hella convenient. I get this grocery store like 2 blocks from me, and I rip it all the time. So usually I go there like once or twice a day and just grab food for the day, which honestly, like, you'd spend the same amount of money, right? If you went to the grocery store once a week on Sunday, brought your food for the week, you could just do it every day and spend the same amount, right? I think that makes sense. So rather than seeing like $200 go, you just see, $30 day by day. Financially sound right there, fellas, financially sound. Anyways, they have these little chicken kebabs. Super nice because it's already grilled chicken. So we got that. We also got 3 tortillas. I also do have an oven mitt. I'm using a paper plate, so that was kind of hot. We got these random tortillas. We got 3 of them, 17 carb, a pop, 90 calories. And then we're gonna dress these suckers up. So a little lettuce, a little pig, and a little guac. Heavy on the greens today. We're greening up. So we'll dress these suckers up and we'll eat this. This will be meal number 2. I'm gonna go sprint for the next 45 minutes. Is this probably the best pre-workout meal? No, but I'm saving more of my fast digesting carbs, like my real carb source, for when I lift. Because today's a double session, I'm sprinting and lifting. The sprint's will take me like 40 minutes, so it's not super long. I don't need a ton of carbs. The lift is what takes me 2+ hours of deadlifting today, so obviously we'll be carved up for that. So get a sprint around 10:30 and then probably lift around 1:30. So in between I'll have that pre-workout meal, which I'll show obviously. But we'll eat this up, get to the field, and rip some damn sprints.
All right, guys, here at the field now, we're gonna rip some sprints. So for today's sprint session, we'll warm up, do a bunch of drills like single switches, triple switches. I'll do some straight leg bounds, get a hammies. I'll do some alternating bounds, maybe some single leg bounds. But as far as the sprint work today, we're gonna do 6 total sprints. The thing about sprint work, it's quality, not quantity. It's about max intent with full recovery. So 6 sprints today is gonna be more max V focus. What I've been doing is I've been doing my flying sprints, but I've also been doing my 40s. I got my OVRs today, the OVR sensors. Been using these a lot to time my sprint. So first 2 sprints, I'll have a 20-yard period to build up speed, and then I'm gonna time the 20 to 30. So you can see what my time is. My best I've hit on that, I believe, is a 1:01, which I was flying that day. I would love to hit a sub 1:05 today, would be cool. And then after that, I'm gonna do 2 of those, and then I'm gonna do 2 40-yard sprints where I'm gonna time the full 40. So I'll give myself a 1-yard build, because that's what they do in the Apex event, and then I'll time essentially 40 yards from that, and I'll see what my 40 is. I'm gonna do 2 of those. Been timing that weekly. My best so far has been a 4.86. So hopefully I can do that today. We'll see. And then I'll do 2 more flies after that, where I'll do a 30-yard build up and a 10-yard fly. So now you just have 30 yards to build up, 10-yard. Would love to hit a sub like 1:03 on that. So we'll just rip the sprints, baby. Hopefully feeling fast today, and then yeah, we get a nice little lower body lift in. So with my training, like today is considered like a high CNS day. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, those are my high days. Monday I'm doing a heavy lower body day. That's when I squat heavy, clean, jump, a bunch of lower body accessories. Wednesdays today, 48 hours later, I'm sprinting, and then I'm gonna jump and deadlift, and then I'm gonna do a back day. So essentially, I can kind of play around my ways that way. And then Friday's another lower body day, but I'll sprint and do lower body. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, those are my really high days. And then Tuesday, I'll do a push day. Saturday, I'm gonna do a full upper. And then Thursday, I guess tomorrow I'm gonna take a rest. I might do a little bit of aerobic conditioning and then some arms or something, but yeah, let's get ripping. All right. Sprint's complete. Pretty slow today. I ran a 4.9540, but my 40 last 4 weeks I ran a 4.86, I believe a 4.92, a 4.99, and a 4.95. But my body weight's fluctuated, so I'm 220 this week. I think 4 weeks ago I was like 213. So I actually, the smart move would be to try to cut before Apex and try to get down to like 212. I have like 5 weeks. It's just, man, I'm at a point, I talked about in the last video, I'm not hyper focused on how lean I can get. Now, this would be more from a performance standpoint because, you know, if I'm a little lighter, I can definitely sprint faster and jump higher and jump farther, which would be advantageous for the events. But I don't know. It's kind of the first time where I actually kind of feel good with my nutrition, where it's like I'm eating enough, I'm fueling myself, I'm carbing up. You know, I'm having cheat meals throughout the week, but it's all adding up and I'm kind of maintaining my weight. And it's kind of been nice. It's been mentally free not being so obsessive with food. So I don't know, maybe it would be smart to kind of cut down. We'll see over the next 2 weeks as my body weight kind of like regulates after, you know, obviously I'm not probably a 220, you know, just gain 7 pounds in like 4 weeks. If I gain maybe 3-4 pounds, you know, obviously water weight and all that, but you know, I kind of like where I'm at, you know, I feel like it's mentally freeing to not be freaking so obsessive with food. It's, again, been kind of nice and been enjoying foods, but I've been training hard and yeah, you know, it's been a struggle of mine, has been my relationship with food, especially with the binging and all that. And I think it's been kind of nice to be like, hey, you know what? I'm always so hypercritical of myself. It's like, yeah, I'm not diced, but I'm definitely lean and I'm big and I'm strong right now. And so, you know, you can't just be, I don't know, so negative of yourself all the time. Like, it sucks. That's some things with fitness where it's easy to just be always critical of yourself and you're always like, oh, next year I'll look better, next year, and then next year comes and it's like, oh, the next year, you keep moving that goalpost. And I keep doing that so many times. So I think right now, you know, I'm kind of happy with how I am, you know? Things are good, feel better mentally, getting better mentally, and I think that's a big thing. It's just being less perfectionist, being less of a perfectionist and just being more present has helped. So with that said, we're gonna fuel up because we gotta eat food before we deadlift if we wanna get some heavy deads in. So it's about noon right now. I'm gonna go lift around 130 and we are gonna go with the classic. We got this about 24 ounces of watermelon here, and then we got 2 of the old honey nut Cheerios, goated, 80 carbs. This is about 120 grams of carbs total. We're gonna slug this down. This will be our pre-lift meal, technically our post-sprint meal, pre-lift meal. I'm gonna be honest, one of the best things after sprinting, you probably can't see, I don't have the flex, oh, there we go. It's popping the old socks off, just letting the dogs grip the turf, baby. I'm gonna chill out here for probably about an hour, get a little sun, get a little ground exposure, eat some carbs, then we'll have a good lift. Now for the seated broad jump, so gonna go 5 sets of 3. I got some pads there for the landing, and then just each set I'm just moving this back, doing 3 reps, 5 total sets. Think about dead stop, boom, drive in and try to jump as far as possible. Love doing these before I deadlift. It gets me feeling good. It's been about 2 hours since I sprinted, so gotta recharge the CNS, get ready to go. So 5 sets of 3 or 15 total reps, and then we'll get into some heavy deads. Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, fuck yeah, baby. Ooh. I just ripped those broad jumps, did 5 sets of 3. I have those pads there to decelerate the landing, so another name for them, the Blaine broad jump. So I got this from Blaine McConnell. Watching him do it where he jumps like 12 feet is insane. I got up to, I think it was like 8 feet. Well, I do it where I go count my first foot, so I'm kind of going from that and then 8 feet to the box, so pretty good. And then each set, I kind of backed it up, so it probably started around 7 feet, and then each set was backing up like 2 to 3 inches. So 5 sets of 3 there. Now we're gonna do deads. Deads today, I'm gonna go 4 sets of 3, but we're gonna do top set of 3 at 90%, so 575, and then 3 by 3 back off at 83%, which is around 545. So week 1 at a 4 by 5 top set at 85, back offs at 81. Week 2 at a 4 by 4 top set at 87, back offs at 83. This week 90, 83, or 85. So let's get ripping.
Good.
Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, yeah. Woo. Damn, fuck it. Woo. Let's do the, have you ever seen the dap?
The what?
Have you seen the, you know that one?
Yes.
Dylan! You son of a bitch.
Good, yep. Nice. Big pull, big pull. Up. You got it, you gotta lock it out. Fuck yeah, dude. Oh, fuck yeah. Ooh. All right, fellas, cooked after those deads, but super stoked with how that went. Top set at 575 for trippy, and then 3 by 3 back up at 545. Weights progressive week to week. Happy with that. Nothing like some heavy freaking deads. Nothing like just pulling some heavy weight off the ground. Just makes you feel alive. Makes you feel alive. So now we'll get into the back part of this workout. So we'll go a row variation, a pull down variation, a pullover, and then 2 bicep movements. So for a row today, because my low back's cooked, I was gonna do barbell rows, but I'm gonna do that my other back day. And I'm gonna do a chest supported row today. We got the humbler, which is the most humbling row ever out there. I only got 2 45s and 2 10s on each side because this thing will suck you down. But big focus on here, using that pad, stretching, squeezing. I also like going kind of more of a upper back focus, so I'm gonna go a pronated grip and just really focus on driving my elbows back. So here we'll go 3 sets. Pretty much for all the movements, everything we're gonna be in that 6 to 10 range, but probably closer to like that 6 to 8 range. So let's rip. Oh man. All right guys, next up for the back, probably ripping one of my favorite machines of all time. It's the Arsenal single arm pull down. I really like this one because it's like loaded from the back. It is so freaking heavy. This thing gets so heavy and there's just constant tension throughout. I love the Atlantis one where it's front loaded, but you have to load like 20 plates on it and there's not as much tension. This one, the tension, because of like, I guess how the plates are loaded, it's nutty. But for back, what I've been doing is 3 movements to hit kind of my lats, upper back, all that. A row variation, so we hit a chest support row, a pull down or pull up variation. So today we're gonna go single arm pull down and then a pullover variation. So we're just going 3 sets of each. We have 3 sets of the chest support row, big stretch, big squeeze. Here, again, big stretch, big squeeze. One thing I've changed though is I was working out with my friend Alec and he was kind of coaching me up on this. I used to always think on these like, oh, the bigger the stretch, like if I could get that big of a stretch, the better. But he was kind of saying keeping your arm locked in throughout. So instead of like reaching like that, keeping it here, because once you kind of get to that upper range, you're kind of taking tension off the lat. So staying locked in the whole time throughout, as you'll see, as I'll do throughout. But we'll go 3 sets here, 6 to 8 range. I was gonna say big stretch, big squeeze, because that's what I always say, but big enough stretch where I keep constant tension. Stretch, constant tension, squeeze. Also, these handles are dope because you can kind of alternate. So I'll go from like, I'll start in that neutral grip, and then I'll go into that supinated grip at the bottom. And that, I really like it because if you think about like a pullover, which I'll do next, that pullover machine, you can really think about like driving that elbow through. So I like doing it on the pull downs too, where I can go from a neutral and then think about driving the elbow through. Obviously, if you don't have a select machine like this, if you're going on like a regular lat pull down, if you grab a D handle, you can do the same thing and kind of go from that neutral into that supinated. So, I don't care, I love it. Let's rip. Got this feeling on a summer day when you're young. I brush my car, turn the brake. I'm actually got vibing with the gym music today. So not all the way locked up, stop right there, tension, rotate, drive that elbow down. Oh. 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 Oh man, that's gnarly. Oh. Oh man, fellas, daddy's home. Daddy's home. I have not gotten to use my Nautilus pullover in about a month now. About a month. So I'm stoked to use this. This machine is just so unique. I get these are so hard to find, but if you have a gym that has a Nautilus pullover, take every chance you got to utilize it. Use it twice a week. Use it 4 times a week. It is so goated. But I miss this machine, and I love pullovers. Obviously, if you don't have a specialty piece like this, you just do a cable pullover, goated variation as well, or even a dumbbell pullover. But because we got it, we're gonna utilize it. So we'll go 3 sets here. Lats feel pretty pumped. Really like that. Not locked, I definitely feel way more tension. From like, I used to like think, oh, the bigger the stretch, the better. But you definitely take tension off that and put it more to your shoulder. So by kind of staying locked in and just, it helps engage the lat more and it's getting way better. Oh, way better connection. So lats are pumped. Let's continue the lat pump. And let's really focus on big stretch. Drive those elbows through, squeeze. So we'll go 3 sets here to finish off our back. Stretch. Oh yeah, drive. Oh my goodness. Oh. Woo. All right, movement 3. We're gonna go back to the bicep. Now we're gonna go to the biceps. Incline curl here. About a 60-degree incline, but really focus on that stretch. Big stretch, nice curl. We'll go 3 sets, 6 to 8. I like loading these heavy, so I got 50s, but I like being in like that 6 to 8 range. And just big stretch, big squeeze. I'm monotonous. I keep saying that, but I literally just cue that in my head whenever I'm doing back or biceps. Stretch, squeeze. Simple cues. I get a good connection. That's the way to. So go 3 sets here. Last movement, just 2 sets of a preacher curl, baby. Yeah, easy bar preacher curls, nothing better. I was doing a lot of single arm, but I actually did these last week. I'm like, I like a double arm preacher curl way better. Just really like a seated, meaty, arms extended preacher curl. So we did a curl where more like, more stretch focus, I guess. And this one's more, I don't know, in the front, whatever. Science-based stuff, whatever. It doesn't really matter. I'm just gonna go 2 curls and go hard on each. But yeah, we'll go 2 sets here and call it a day. Damn good lift. I'll tell you what. The key of pre-workout and intra-workout nutrition is so much. I mean, I did those sprints and I was dead after them. I was in the Uber dragging ass, but the carbs started to hit in, and then I had my pre-workout. The caffeine was buzzing. My buddy Tyler was here. We ripped some deads. I felt good. So obviously carbs, we know how important they are, but I know I stress it every time because it's almost like I'm realizing how important they are. But I think just you don't have to like I don't know. You don't have to have like a perfect diet, but if you could just like, all right, pre-workout, I'm gonna prioritize fast digesting carbs. I'm gonna get maybe half a gram per pound of body weight. So if you weigh 200 pounds, 100 grams, and then intra workout, maybe I have you depending on how long your workout is, maybe 30 to 100 grams, and then post workout have carbs. Bang, 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 bang. That's it. Keep it simple. Carb up. Hell yeah. Caffeine up as well.
Stoked for this meal. Back from the gym, we got Ben's Original. Just a little Ben's Original. So we got the cilantro. Usually I'm more of a jasmine guy, but I was feeling festive. Yo soy fiesta. We're going cilantro here. And also, I hope you guys get that reference.
Sí. Yo soy fiesta.
It's a Robert Gronkowski reference. I think from 2012, back in the day. Anyways, we got that, and then, golly day. I need to get an oven mitt, man. Woo! Just burnt the hell out of my hand. All right. Woo! Nice and woken up after that. Now, here, hopefully you can see it because I can't really show it. It's too hot. We got a little Norwegian salmon. Shout out to Norway. Hey, making some waves in the World Cup right now, baby. Got about 8 ounces of that. I'm gonna have salmon in a minute. Oh my goodness, that's so hot. Oh my gosh. All right. Here's what it looks like. Ben's Original. 8 ounces of some Norwegian salmon. I believe I'm a little bit Norwegian. I think I have like 5% Norwegian in me. Mostly Irish, pretty much Irish, fully Irish. But we got the rice, we got the salmon, we got the post-workout gains right here. So meal number, technically 5. Yeah, if you include the intro. Oh, I didn't show. Intro workout, I had 100 grams of carbs. I ran out of my raw fuel, just restocked. So I ended up picking up some Gatorade powder. So I ended up having 100 grams of carbs worth of Gatorade powder there. So have this meal number 5. That's rip. All right, guys, it's been precisely 5 minutes since that last meal. I was hungry. I need some more food. So we whipped up technically meal number 6. Look at that. We got 2 Chobani's mango flavor. Been loving the mangy. 40 grams of protein right there. And then we got, 150 grams of mixed berries. We got some raspberries, blackberries, strawberries, and blueberries. And we got 23 grams of honey. So huge yogurt guy. Huge yogurt, fruit, and honey guy. You can't beat it. So finished that last meal. Probably hasn't been 5 minutes. Probably been about 2.5 minutes. And I was like, I'm still hungry. So good meal there. But like I talked about earlier, I'm fueling the body now. I'm not too stressed about calories. It's not like, I have to eat 3,300 calories. I think my maintenance calories, like today, I sprinted. That lift took me 2 hours. I deadlifted heavy. I'm probably going to do over 20,000 steps today because it's beautiful and I'm about to go walk and do some work. So if I eat 4,200 calories today, 37, 38, I'm totally fine with that. I'd rather just fuel the old body so we feel good because sessions are going great because we're fueling properly. So can eat that now and probably have another meal, probably a couple hours. We'll see.
All right, guys, we are 10 toe express maxing. I'm at like 18,000 steps. If I get 20, 22, I've been trying to get 15 a day. Now, I wear the Whoop. Honestly, the only thing I use the Whoop for is to look at how many steps I get and then track my sleep. Otherwise, I don't use it for much. But before I was just using my phone, so it's kind of nice. Anyways, 10 toe express max. I'm gonna go get some work done, sit somewhere near the water, work, and we'll eat again, baby. Eat again, but get your steps in. Nothing better than some summer steps.
All right, guys, last meal of the day. We're finishing the day the same way we started, and that's with some sourdough and some honey. I love honey. I use honey so much throughout the day. So we got about 140 grams of sourdough. So probably around 23 grams of honey. And this will put us around, I believe it's like 3,900 calories, about 520 carb, 230 protein, 90 fat. So again, ballpark estimates. Usually I've been between 500 and 600 grams of carbs, between 200 and 240 grams of protein, and usually between like 70 to 90 grams of fat. So obviously, you know, I'm not aiming for specific stuff. I'm just eating food when I'm hungry. But, you know, being mindful. You make sure I get my pre and intra-workout carbs, post-workout carbs, making sure I'm getting good protein sources throughout the day. Eggs, Greek yogurt, salmon, chicken, making sure I'm getting good carbs. Sourdough, making sure I'm getting fruit, you know? Keeping it simple, enjoying the foods. But, yeah, it's what a full day of eating is looking like right now. Great day of training, good day of food, walked a bunch, had like 24,000 steps. And just finished editing the video that will come up, actually 2 videos before this. So trying to churn out more videos. I was churning out videos for a while, and then I kind of slowed down because I always overthink my content. I'm like, oh, I need to get a video editor, I need all this fancy stuff. And it turns out you guys like the vlogs, and that's what I like making. So we'll keep churning and burning, baby. So damn good day. Hope you guys are doing well. Appreciate the sports that follows along, because you guys are the real goats. You're the real MVPs. Appreciate you guys. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Eat your sourdough, eat some honey, stack damn days. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.